Hello, I'm Dr. Rufus Brown, and if you're here, you're looking for a reason to think rather than just react. This channel, The Last Thing Before Sleeping, is my way of making sense of the world. And there is a simple reason for the name. I usually record the audio for these videos right before I go to bed. It's the last thing I do to clear my mind. This work all comes down to one thing: systemic risk. I've always believed that the great crises of our time are connected. Not just the markets, but the politics, the social decay, the geopolitical tensions, they all feed into the probability of a major failure. And as an academic who studies those connections, I felt it was a duty to share what I spend my life trying to understand. My life is defined by two jobs. I am a lecturer in political economy here in Berkeley, California, and I am an independent financial analyst who specializes in systemic vulnerabilities. Most of my work is written right here in this quiet, dusty corner of the library. It's where I find the necessary discipline to cut through the noise. I'm 29, and like many in my generation, I carry debt, though thankfully, only the mortgage on my modest, slightly crumbly little apartment here in Berkeley. I was fortunate enough to receive a full scholarship for my education, which is a position that sadly puts me in a fortunate minority. My history is clean, my focus is sharp, and my analysis is driven by theory, not just profit. My perspective is a global one. My childhood was centered in Europe. I spent many years in London. I have an enduring fondness for the continent, but I also see the undeniable social issues, the slow, subtle decline visible in every capital, and I feel a deep, almost melancholic connection to that continent's struggles. I hope to cover those social frictions in future videos. However, my academic path pivoted eastward shortly after I began my undergraduate studies. While I was only a child when the 2008 global financial crisis happened, the resulting shockwaves, the bailouts, the debt crisis, and the shattering of the myth of Western economic invulnerability became the central subject of my research. If the established Western financial system was the core source of systemic risk, then understanding the new poles of growth, the ones stabilizing the global economy, became an intellectual imperative. That necessity is why I pivoted to the Far East. I knew to truly analyze the new global dynamics, I had to understand the systems from the inside, and that meant learning the language. It meant becoming conversationally fluent in Mandarin. That commitment led to my research fellowships, studying shadow banking risk in China, then focused for a year on supply chain resilience in Singapore and examining capital flows and sovereign wealth in Malaysia. And I continue that engagement. I'm currently a visiting research fellow at a university in Singapore, which keeps me traveling frequently between California and Southeast Asia. This isn't travel for pleasure. It is field work. It is why my analysis of Asia is never simply theoretical. It is grounded in observation and time spent on the ground. That experience leads directly to my philosophy. I see too many in my own country, America, who are simply brainwashed into demonizing China and every global change out of hostility, denial, or fear. I have no interest in being a mouthpiece for Beijing. My interest is in encouraging us, Americans, and frankly anyone in the West, to find and tap the vast opportunities in this changing world. We can't control the tectonic plates of global development. I believe that the dawn is breaking, whether you accept it or not. Our job is to be pragmatic, to adapt, and to find where we can win. And speaking of change, yes, I keep a very close eye on U.S. politics. Coming from California, I am personally supportive of the idea that Governor Gavin Newsom could lead the way for the Democrats in 2028. The content here is personal. It is my monologue, my thoughts, written down in a quiet library and shared with you before you close your eyes for the night. I hope you'll join me as we continue to unpack the world, one systemic risk at a time. Thank you for listening.